Alright, so let's talk about NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver, stupid name. Night 1! We had the five matches tonight. Well, there was a pre-show match, which I didn't watch. It was Zoe Stark versus somebody I don't know. Who was it? Zoe Stark versus... I don't remember. Toni Storm. That's right. And I saw on Instagram Zoe Stark won, so that's all I would have picked anyway. But, excuse me. So, we start off with Pete Dunne versus Kushida to see who the better technical wrestler was. And this was a pretty good back and forth match. Submissions here and there. Kushida doing the flippity-doo stuff. But Pete Dunne was a beast in this match. He dominated, and Pete Dunne walked out the winner. But yeah, Pete Dunne, he was on fire in this match. Seriously, this was just, it's cringy, breaking the finger stuff that gets you all kind of, but he's good at the limb manipulation or whatever you call it. Next, we had the Gauntlet Eliminator match. Starting off the match was Isaiah Swerve Scott and Leon Ruff. And okay, so I was getting mad at Vic Joseph in this match because he kept calling Swerve by his last name, Scott. And he kept yelling out, Scott, Scott, and it makes me think like he was yelling at me or something. If you don't know, my name is Scott, Scott D. If you may. But, yeah, it just, and then like, please call him Swerve. And then Beth would call him Swerve, but then Vic would call him Scott. Just call him Swerve. It makes more sense to me, and it's not like you're yelling at me, okay? These two are going back and forth, and, so, predictably, because Big LT Radio predicted this, there was not one elimination until everybody got in the ring. First of all, how is this a gauntlet match? It's a gauntlet eliminator, but the rule is that each competitor will come out at every 3-minute interval. That's not a gauntlet match. 2 men fight in the ring until one's eliminated, the next one comes out. That's a gauntlet match. This is not a gauntlet match at all. But you have Isaiah Swerve Scott and Leon Ruff, and they go back and forth. And then you have out comes Bronson Reed. I'm going to call him Brodus Clay or Brody Lee, but Bronson Reed comes out, and he's, big dude, and he's fighting back and forth. And eventually, Cameron Grimes to the moon. He comes out, and he hands Isaiah Swerve Scott. He hands Swerve a big wad of money, which Swerve then sticks down his pants, and they work together. I thought he was going to lay down and take the pin and get eliminated, but no, they work together to fight for a while there. Yeah, and then out comes Dexter Lumis. And Dexter Lumis is Dexter Lumis. He's cool, he's awesome, he's fantastic. And then at the end, of course, was L.A. Knight. And so the eliminations go like this. Leon Ruff was eliminated first because he's a little guy. And then we have L.A. Knight, who apparently got choked out until he passed out by Dexter Lumis. And then, most bullshittily, Dexter Lumis is the next one eliminated. And I immediately call bullshit. He should have won. He's in the middle of a rivalry with Johnny Gargano, who makes the most fucking sense. But of course, it's WWE. They don't use common sense and stuff like this. And he's in the middle of a rivalry? Put him against someone who has totally nothing to do with Johnny Gargano in any way, shape, or form. But, so then it's down to Bronson Reed and Swerve. And I missed what was going on with LA Knight. I thought he was still in the match because Big LT Radio told me that he was still in the match, but he got squeezed and he passed out. I guess they counted out as a submission, I guess. But Bronson Reed won. He did not deserve it. It should have been Dexter Lumis, but he'll be going on to face Johnny Gargano tomorrow, and I don't know. Technically, I have whoever won the gauntlet is the pick for tomorrow. I have it in quotes Dexter Lumis because that's why I picked to win the gauntlet, but I could still win that match. Or Chippy Dulu could still win that match, but I can still get that prediction right if Bronson Reed wins, which I don't know. He could, but who knows. And then we had Walter versus not Old Man Ciampers because he shaved his head. So he's not the Old Man Ciampers anymore. He's just good old Tommy Ciampers with the bald head. And this match was very good until the end. Because what I assumed was going to be a swerve with Toothless Timmy, nothing happened. And really, nothing. These two are going back and forth, power bombs, kicks, and submissions, and just all out. There was even a moment when it looked like Ciampa was going to win. And then, how does it end? This big old fight between these two going back and forth, just beating the whole hell out of each other. Some weird suplex thing and a slap. And 1, 2, 3, Walter retains. What? How is that a finish? I don't get it. I guess I don't get it, but what can I do? What can I do? We have the main event of the evening, which was Io Shirai putting her NXT Women's Championship on the line against Raquel Gonzalez, and this was decent. Early on in the match, though, Dakota Kai tries to get involved by jumping on Io Shirai from the outside. Now, normally, this should be a disqualification, but apparently, that's not the case. She just gets thrown out. Referee yells, "This is about," he quotes, "championship match with her, and you get out." Basically what he does. And so she's gone. And so the two have a fair one-on-one fight. There's this cool moment where she attacks Raquel Gonzalez on the outside. She lands on her, and then she does this weird running stomp thing, knocking her down, and you think, oh no, it's gonna be it. But Raquel Gonzalez actually wins this match, and it was a well-fought match. She deserved it. Very good back and forth, and yes, they were talking Io Shirai up too, that she was the third longest reigning NXT Women's Champion in history, behind Shayna Baszler. So yeah. Suspiciously though, after Raquel won and she was celebrating, there was nary a Dakota Kai to be seen. Dakota Kai did not come out to celebrate with her friend. It was just Raquel Gonzalez. Now, I could be reading too much into it, which is possible. But if I was a friend, if my friend won the championship, I think I would come out to celebrate with them. So to me, it seems a little bullshit that Dakota Kai didn't come back out to celebrate with Raquel Gonzalez. So I think maybe, just maybe, we are going to celebrate. We are going to separate. Sorry, I'm tired. These two. Could be. Although, would you make Raquel the face? Because Dakota Kai is great as a heel. But would it work with a teeny tiny heel? Teeny tiny heel and a big baby face? I don't know. It's not working with Braun Strowman and Shane McMahon, that's for sure. But Yeah. This night was decent at best. I think, oh, I forgot one. I'll put that here. I know people watching this probably, oh, you forgot one. I forgot a match. So before we go off the air here, there's MSK versus the Grizzly Young Veterans versus Legado del Fantasma, which was the match before the main event, I believe. And this was an exciting tag team match that I forgot. But no, it was actually really good. There was moves back and forth. They actually let one man from each team in the ring at the same time instead of just two and you have to tag. This was very good. Back and forth. Tag team finishing moves. But in the end, MSK won the tag team titles. Their new tag team champions, William Regal, came out. Good old Bill came out and handed them the titles. They deserve it. I was talking to Big LT Radio during this match, and I said, because I picked MSK, and then the opposing Chibi Thulu here, Fez, he had the Grizzly Young Veterans, and I said, well, what if Phantasmo wins? And that's just my luck, because that's what happened with the freaking Gauntlet Eliminator. When you have multiple opponents, there's going to be a chance that no one's going to win, but it happens. But luckily MSK won, so that's another point, But, very good. So, yes, overall, I'd say that this night was decent. I'd say they saved all the best matches for night 2 on the Peacock streaming service because they didn't want to have the best matches on. They wanted to save the best matches for the pay-per-view like Peacock streaming service because they didn't want to have, there's some of the matches on here. Walter versus Tommaso Ciampa, EO versus, but the ending to Walter versus Tommaso Ciampa just wasn't, no. The beginning match, Pete Dunne versus Kushida, was pretty good, but I think, what we got? Shotzi Never versus The Way. That could be good. Jordan Devlin versus Escobar is going to be fantastic. Johnny Gargano versus Bronson Reed. That could be a banger. Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly. Probably going to be match tonight. Finn Balor versus Karrion Kross. Take my money now. The big ones. The big ones they put. And the only reason they put Io Shirai versus Gonzalez tonight is because they needed to have a caliber match for the main event. And there wasn't really anything else they could do. Devlin versus Escobar, but they saved that for the big, But anyway, it was solid. It was a solid card. I think tomorrow's going to be better, but we'll see. So what are your thoughts on NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver Night 1? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm Batman.